Have you noticed how great you are at asking other people for their opinion on what they think you should do? Have you noticed how much you trust other people's opinion on what's right for you versus your own ideas and opinions about yourself? And have you noticed that perhaps it gets a little noisy in your head listening to all these people's ideas and opinions about what you think you should do? So if this sounds vaguely familiar, today is about trust, and it's about trusting yourself. I am Claudia Braun, mindset and lifestyle coach for women who are great at saying yes to others, not always so great at saying yes to themselves. And today's podcast on Say Yes to You is about trust and trusting yourself. Many times when I first start working with a client, she'll say, I don't really trust myself. I've quit on myself so many times. I've said I'm going to do something, I'm going to follow through, but then I don't. So that I find it really hard to trust anything that I say I'm going to do. And then I start to doubt whether or not I even know what I should do. And I've gotten into the habit of kind of asking other people what they think I should do. Ask my husband, ask my kids, ask my friends, ask my sister. I'm just asking other people, and then I'm confused and I don't actually know even what I should do. So if this is ringing true for you, I want you to know that there is a way out of this, and let's explore this. And I also want to remind you that I have 3 strategies to say yes to you. And if you haven't downloaded it, the link is included in the show notes. So in today's podcast on Say Yes to You, I want to talk about trust, and I want you to explore trusting and how that fits into your thinking about yourself. How much do you trust yourself? 0 to 10. How much are you willing to look at your own idea about what you think you should do versus what other people think you should do? Have you noticed that there's no shortage of opinions on what you should do, that people are more than happy to offer their opinion? And maybe you're one of those people who calls all your friends before you make a decision, or sends it out in a text or an email, or what do you think I should do? I'm going to get a haircut, or I'm going to do this. What do you think? Have you noticed in asking everybody's opinion, they all have an opinion about that, and how that can truly get in the way of what you know is right for you, and that you start to even doubt that you know what is right for you. And that's where I want to really help you understand what's going on. Because here's what I know. As somebody who has come from that experience of not trusting myself, I spent the first 30 years of my life in that place. I'd say probably the first 10 I knew what I wanted. And then after that, I had people kind of encouraging me to reconsider that I knew what I wanted. So when you have an environment, per se, of people who don't necessarily want to listen to your opinion, or when you come from a place where they say, oh, that's not really what you want. You want that? No, that doesn't make sense. You shouldn't want that. When you have an experience or experiences or people who consistently tell you it's not right what you want, how much are you developing that strength of your own knowing, of your own mind? You're not. You're diminishing it. It's weakened. And the more people keep saying that, the more you develop this inner doubt, question, insecurity. Maybe I don't really know. Maybe they know better, right? Have you noticed that voice in your mind saying, maybe they know better, maybe my husband's decision's better, maybe my sister's decision's better, maybe my best friend's decision is better? Whoever it is that you've put in charge of they know better, whoever is, in social media, what they're doing, I should maybe you think you should be doing what they're doing. And how much that takes away from your inner strength, knowing your inner light, brightness, confidence. Because the more you're looking out there for validation that your decision, your opinion, your choice is right, the more uncertain you become. And the more fearful you become that you're going to make a wrong choice, or you're going to, irritate somebody, piss somebody off, do it wrong. And so this is the reminder that it's truly about you developing a deeper relationship with you, developing your inner strength, guide, inner intelligence, your inner wisdom, so that you can strengthen this trust within you. One of the things I do with my clients is really help them to deepen their feeling of self-empowerment. It's never my job to tell my clients what to do. I know that within them lie the answers. It is my job to help them become stronger in their own ability to develop the confidence to hear and know what they truly want, so that they can step out in a way that feels more authentic, honest, congruent with who they are. And sometimes people around them start to go, what happened to you? You used to be so compliant, or you used to be so interested in my opinion, and now you have your own opinions. And they're like, yeah, I know, isn't it great? And it's definitely new for both of them. And so if you're in that place in your life that you feel confused, not sure what to listen to, how to get more confident, how to move out of your rut, stuckness, because when you're not trusting yourself, when you don't feel confident, how willing are you to make choices, take action? Not so much, right? Because there's so much doubt, there's so much insecurity, there's so much, what should I do? What do they think I should do? And that kind of slows things down. And the more you're out there looking, and the more you're out there trying to, get other people's ideas, you're not cultivating your own ideas. And I know within you, there is so much wisdom and creative expression to be brought forward. And the more you are looking to what others think, influencers, anybody in your life, your family influencers, doesn't have to be somebody famous, it can be a family influencer. Maybe you have a very dominant parent or husband or child, very interested in telling you what to do. It's very easy to fall into that. Just let them decide. Because, like I said, as somebody who used to be that person and people I see in my own life, it can be easy to give somebody else control. It can feel very easy. Just let them do it. And in some situations, it's not that important to you, of course, right? But the things that really matter, the things that are close to you, the choices that you're making for being you, only you know. You know the path to your own voice and creative expression. And that comes through making choices, consistent choices, aligned with who you are. And I know that along the way, you're going to make mistakes. You're going to falter. You're going to get it wrong. But that's okay. That's how you figure it out. And I know as somebody who used to be, a perfectionist and, had all that desire to make it right, it also can paralyze you. You're going to make mistakes. That's okay. But that is how you learn. That is how you discover who you want to be, how you want to do it. And it's also how you give yourself permission to become more of who you are. You think about a child when she's developing 10, 11, 12, 13, teenager, figuring herself out. She's trying to understand what she thinks, what she is interested in, her way of expressing herself, right? I mean, there's a lot of different things she tries on. It's like suits of clothes. You try them on. Does he like that? Do you like that? Until it feels kind of right. And if you have been somebody who has made other people's opinions more important than yours, you've trusted them more than you've trusted yourself, there is that time of trial and error and trying things on and going, well, maybe not that, a little bit of this, a little bit more of this. It's an exploration. And if you can allow yourself to have fun with it and not be so attached to getting it right and really exploring it, it becomes more of an adventure and not something that you have to doggedly do. And when you're doggedly doing something and doing it the right way, have you noticed it's not fun, it's hard, it becomes tedious, it becomes boring, life feels flat? And this is really about this willingness to step into a more of the fun of it. When you move into trusting you and trusting your relationship with yourself, you show yourself what you truly are capable of. And like I said, when I frequently start with clients, they say, I don't trust myself anymore because I've disappointed myself so many times. And so it really is about beginning the relationship again. It doesn't matter if you're 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. It doesn't matter how old you are. It's this willingness to be a beginner and get curious on what this feels like now being you. Not based on somebody else's idea of who you are and who you should be and how you should show up, but one that is genuinely based on you, your inner knowing, your intuition, your way of expressing you. Because we each have, right? We each have a thumbprint, uniquely ourselves. We are meant to not be carbon copies of each other. But in this world of sameness, there's a feeling that you should be like somebody else or somebody else's version of yourself. But that is so not true. You are meant to be you. And if you have not given yourself permission to feel your own creative voice, your own expression, different from everybody around you, it takes practice. And that's why I say it's about re-establishing your relationship with yourself, to develop trust, to develop the connection, the confidence of listening to yourself. If for years you have pushed down the thoughts inside yourself, the emotions inside yourself, the inklings inside yourself, it takes time to allow it to surface, to start listening again. If you've shut it off and haven't listened, it's redeveloping your ability to hear and listen. It is a process. And oh gosh, I can't remember who said it, but he said the most uninteresting life is a life unexplored. And as you're listening to this, you'll say, oh, I know who it is. Comment below. I'd love to be reminded. But, right, your greatest journey that you can take is exploring this within you. And I know, as somebody who coaches others and continue to be on my own emotional and spiritual journey, it can be messy. It can be uncomfortable. It can feel painful. It can feel disconcerting. But I also know it can be incredibly joyful, exciting, exhilarating, and you feel alive and you feel passionate. When you are shutting all that down, life is flat. It is boring. It is very uninteresting. And so your opportunity ahead of trust is really about tuning in to you. Just how you are crowdsourcing your friends, your family, start crowdsourcing yourself. Start really amping it up. Put the microphone on inside of you. Listen. I mean, this is why we meditate. We meditate, yes, to quiet the noise, but also to give space to the voice inside. Because I know that there is a voice inside of you who wants good things for you, who wants you to move in a particular direction. And maybe you're saying to yourself, I'm scared. I'm dubious that I can even do this. I get you. A, I know you can. And B, I know there's power in taking the time to do it. I also know there's a voice inside you that says, I got too much to do, I'm busy. I get it. But in too much to do and being busy, you are missing out on that voice inside of you who is offering you a better way of doing your life with less hardship, less struggle, less pushing, and more pull, more ease, more flow. That's the gift of tuning in and developing your relationship with yourself. That's what trust looks like. Deepening this relationship with yourself is about having the courage to go against the norm. Because you could crowdsource this. How often do people in your life take the time to tune in? I guarantee 9 out of 10 people don't bother. They are very busy and willing to share opinions that truly usually are not very well founded on anything except perhaps something that somebody else told them. So the greatest gift that you give yourself is this commitment to self-trust, this willingness to go within. And truly, I know this is the value of coaching, is that I offer my clients the space to do this. So if it's hard for you, if you're not able to get access to it, or you want to take it deeper, I invite you to reach out to me. And do take advantage of the 3 strategies to saying yes to you, because it's a beginning. It's an opening of a window. And you have to start opening the windows, the doors, right? When you want to clear your space out, your home space, what do? You open a window, you open a door, you bring in fresh air because things are a little stale. And I'd say the same is true in your mind. When you've been listening to other people and rehashing old family practices or religious practices or community practices, you need to give yourself an opportunity to bring in fresh ideas and see if they still hold true for you. Maybe some of them do, but maybe some of them don't. And maybe some of them need to be thrown out because you know what? They don't give you space to grow, develop, and truly fly. Fly and be the person you are authentically here to be. That's what trust does for you. This deep trust within yourself grows roots inside of you and is allowed to blossom. That's the invitation I offer you today. Deepen trust. How does it start? I'd say I have two small things. Download the 3 strategies. It's a blueprint to taking action. And I would say you need to put at least a 5-minute pause into your day and tune in. Bring up a journal, just quiet your mind. If your mind doesn't get quiet, it's all right. You just sit for 5 minutes and you watch it do whatever it does. Notice the thoughts that come up. Begin the journey, right? You don't get to anywhere you're going without taking a step. You have to take a step. Otherwise, guarantee nothing changes. You want something different? You got to take a step towards that which you desire. That's how trust develops. So, my friend, I am excited to hear how you take this and put it into practice. And when you get stuck, send me a message. Let's have a conversation. Thank you for being with me today. Reminder, do download the 3 strategies to say yes to you as a blueprint to start taking some action towards the direction you want to go. I am Claudia Braun, mindset and lifestyle coach for women who are great at saying yes to others, not always as great at saying yes to themselves. I look forward to being with you next week. And if you are enjoying this podcast, I would love it if you would share it with other women that you know who are also struggling to say yes to themselves. Let's build this community. Bye for now.